Hi, everyone. Welcome to the China-U.S. Women's Foundation to discuss women and financing in 2023. With me is our thought leader and advisor to the foundation, Chunyee Miot, who is a CPA and an expert in helping women to be resilient and strong and plan for their future. So welcome, Chunyee. The Women's Foundation is committed to starting a discussion that can empower women to think about their finances, find solutions, and be the best of themselves, both creatively, but also financially. So this is the first of a series, both on Zoom and in person. So we're very excited to get started. Just a few comments before we start talking about specifics. We are going to be focused on two groups of women and people in general, Gen Zers and more mature women, because they have different sets of challenges. To talk about Gen Zers, there's just been a recent article in the BBC about what they call the anxiety coming from the perma crisis. Gen Zers are the most stressed in the workplace overall. And a recent survey showed that 91% of the 18 to 24-year-olds reported being stressed, compared to 84% on average. Research indicates Gen Z are emerging as the most stressed demographic in the workplace and struggling mightily to cope. 23% of Gen Z respondents and almost 98% who answered said they are dealing with symptoms of burnout. So what we wanted to talk about first is about solutions for young people. They're facing problems like income inequality, student loan debt, challenges with career advancement, retirement planning, family planning, and figuring out where the market is for their skills. So welcome, Chunyee. What are your thoughts about young people, what they should be thinking about?
Gen Z is the generations with the most information. I want to say, from my personal experience, they're the most educated generation. When I was 18, I don't have those information that Gen Z has. That's why we didn't feel the anxiety, because we don't even know what's going on. And then with all this information, social media, the internet, they're bombarded with all this information, and some of them pretty stressful. Some information you don't know if it's real, it's unreal, and if it's true or not true. So Gen Z has to deal with all this on their own. And that's become a very stressful situation. I can feel that for them. But they also have so much resources for Gen Z because of social media. So everything has good side and the bad side, right? So it depends on how the person's gonna use the information and find dependable resources and connect with professionals to figure out what's right, what's wrong, and really capitalize instead of being manipulated by the information or totally lost by the information on different kind of platform. So Gen Z does have a lot to resolve on their for that generation. But for me, they are the most educated generation. So they have to figure out what's right, what's wrong. So the education part, I want to educate Gen Z about money. I want to educate Gen Z how to manage their money. Planning is the most important thing for everybody, especially for Gen Z. And the other generation actually are making good money. They might say they don't make enough, but if you compare income for different in the past, I think Gen Z, they graduate, they come out, they really make much better income than in my generation or previous generations. If they get hired by the big company or some, a good company, they actually come up with a very good salary. Now, the key is how to manage those income. I'm a tax preparer. Yesterday, there's a client calling me making $90,000 and have no money to pay the taxes. And she said, I said, why didn't they take the withholding from the W-2 income? She said, someone told her she can check the box exam. so she doesn't have to pay taxes. And I say, how do you think that you are entitled to the exemption? Say, well, they told me I can just check the box and exempt from taking taxes out. So now she owes some taxes, but she makes over $90,000. She's a Gen Z. So it just because she got those information from someone to check the exempt box. They just said one example that Gen Z makes good money, but they're also getting bad advice. So for me, planning is everything. If they talk to someone professional and good resource about those issues, just talk about retirement, career, and then family planning, and they plan early with proper information, Gen Z can be much, much better financially than the previous generations because they have the resources and they have the financial ability.
I love that optimistic forecast, and especially because you hear so much information that really presents a picture of hopelessness and confusion. And you're right, in a lot of cases, the young people have good jobs or are starting out. Certainly there are questions along the way, but there are ways to prepare. So I appreciate that. Thank you. So let's now look at more mature women. And this is a generation, and I think they're characterized by concerning about, retirement savings, career stagnation, caring for aging parents while still dealing with young children, or these children who are in college. So you have to concern yourself about education expenses, healthcare expenses, divorce or separation. Now menopause seems to be a new challenge for women that we talk about. So what kind of advice, Chunyee, do you have for that group of women?
So while I'm talking to my group of people, so I definitely can relate. This generation, we want to take care of everybody. We want to make sure the kids are good, they're being praised and they grow up properly. And we also want to take care of our parents because we're very thankful and grateful for what they did for us, and then want to take care of ourselves. We don't want to be a burden to the next generation. So we are really in the sandwich situation. And this, for me, I'm very proud that we are the generation that really want to take care of ourselves. We don't want to burden the next generation, even though we want the best for them, but we don't want them to take care of us. Our parents actually expect us to take care of them. Right. I feel obligated to do that too. So we are the generation, but when we tell kids to take care of yourself, be good, do good, independent, that's fine, right? So yeah, we do feel that, right? So planning is the very, very important key. Planning and educating, getting the right information is the key. Planning is the key. The young generation is the key. For our generation, definitely the key. So the medical expenses, health insurance, long-term care insurance, those are very important to protect us when we're not able to take care of ourselves. But you have to plan early because everything comes with a price. When you plan early, you actually have that peace of mind. You're also saving money. So the key is to plan early to find out what are the options for you. There are many, many options when you plan early. There are many, many options when you plan and work with clients. A lot of them, they're already under a lot of financial stress. But we say, if you don't look at that, you don't lay out the plan, you want to lay out the possibility, you're never gonna have anything in place. And when things happen, it's already too late. So planning is definitely the key. Signing up for kids' student loan is all we have to know about the consequences, right? So a lot of parents would just sign the paperwork without thinking what's going to impact in the future. So these are all planning, talking to professions about different type of retirement plan and what the tax impacts at retirement. Those are important. You don't just put money in a retirement plan, not finding out what is going to be in the long run for the tax impacts, for the longevity of the plan, the impact of the markets. So there are many. We're in the United States, and I believe this country offers a lot of options in every area: retirement planning, healthcare, long-term care, even kids' college. There are a lot of options out there in this country. But we are, let's say, we are afraid to look at our own finance. We cannot be afraid to look at our own finance. We actually have to be excited. It's the mentality I tell the Gen X and the people of my age, that we cannot be fearful. We have to be excited about income, about money. We're excited. We're going to put a plan in place. So that's a mind shift. If you shift your mindset like, oh, I'm going to be excited to talk about my money, and I'm very excited to put a plan in place so that when I get, I don't have to worry about it. I'm very excited to talk about that, to put something in place. That's just a little mindset shift. And then you already have a better relationship about your money. You feel good about your money. It's not about how much you can put away. It's the most important thing, just have a plan in place. With Gen X, I tell them, right? It's not that you're going to put away a lot of money, but if you start with $100 a month, you're already way ahead of a lot of people. You already have a plan in place. And for those putting $100 a month, later on we put 200, later on we put 300. Because they already start with saving habits, right? Like the person I talk about making $90,000, my client, because she mismanaged her money, because no one ever worked with her on that. That she's just spending all her making of 90 grand a year. But now she realized she had to do something about her spending habit, her savings, her taxes. So she's going to be way ahead of her other friends who just pay the taxes and complain about taxes. So I think sometimes we're spoiled to be just complaining about things and not taking action. So I tell people, if you take action to resolve and look at the solutions, everyone's different, so it's hard to say one solution for all. You just have to talk to someone that you can trust and is professional in their field, and really put something in place. You cannot be afraid of your finance and not putting anything together. The more you're afraid, the more you have to look at it and put things in place. There is planning. There's strategies for everyone, regardless your age and regardless of your financial background, how much you make, regardless, there are plans out there for everyone. And once you have a strategy, I'm telling you that peace of mind will empower you. To do more things in life, and you will be able to do more things in life once you have those strategies in place.
That's well said. And I think we're going to wrap up this first discussion. I want to just add a couple things. One, you don't have to be on top of the world. A lot of people say like, oh, I can't plan because I am uncertain about my job, and so I'm not sure how much money. That's when you really need to start talking to people. And it's like talking to a friend. If someone has expertise and they're willing to address your worries, that's just friendship and compassion. So don't hesitate to talk to people, and hopefully you can then help another person when you're have the capacity. And a couple of takeaways, which we're going to go into in the future discussions. One, separate fact from fiction. Like, for example, Chunyee's client thought that she could avoid taxes by checking a box. No facts. Don't let yourself be told something that isn't true and then kick yourself later. Take construction action. Don't say, oh, I can't deal with it. Do something, just a little something, even reading articles, talking to someone like Chunyee. Educate yourself, but take small steps towards your goals. Deploy defensive pessimism, meaning like, consider worst case scenarios. What would happen if, say, you lost your job or couldn't work or something? If that's the case, maybe you should be taking steps now before the worst thing happens so that you're prepared. Rally your resilience, exercise, eat well, be with friends, go for walks. Really try to draw upon your strengths. Stop worrying so much because that's detrimental. And finally, invest in self-complexity. You're not just one thing. You're not just your finances. You're not just your job. There are many sides to every woman, their family, their friends, their jobs, their passions. Understand that finances are vital, but they're not the only thing. So with that, that will take the burden off of this topic. Chunyee, anything else you would like to add?
I want to add something that I want every woman to believe in themselves. One of your point that you want me to talk about is about the like female or woman probably get less financial benefit in the workplace or career in advancing because women. I want every woman to know that we have to look at ourselves, find out what's our talents, what's our ability, and what we're passionate about. And you have to come up with an idea, utilize your talents, your ability, and your passion to do a business. Because you can never ever let other people tell you how much you're worth. But in the corporate world, we cannot 100% control the top level. They have their agenda, you know. So, but we can, in this country, we have the ability to do whatever we want in the legal aspects, obviously, and provide services the world needs. But what is that for you? Only you can figure it out. But you should take time to figure it out. Then you are the one that tell the world how much you're worth, and you're the one generate your income, so you're not depending on other people valuing you and paying you what they think you're worth. I believe everyone has the ability to start their business. I don't mean like mega million business, maybe just little something. One of my clients just bake cake, and she's gonna bake cake, and she just connect with a restaurant owner, one looking for someone use the restaurant, the baking thing just to bake cake, because my client doesn't have a commercial restaurant to bake cakes, but she just want to bake cakes. She loves to bake cakes. When these restaurant owners just tell me they want someone to utilize the restaurant equipment during the daytime when there's like they only serve dinner. So during the day they have that restaurant, just the other equipment there. So something like that, right? You gotta believe in yourself, believe that your cake is so good that someone will buy it from you, and you kind of just let the connection happen on it. It doesn't happen day one, but it just happens now, right? So I believe every woman had the ability to offer a service to the world and then make money and doing it so what they love. Doing what you love, passionate and serving to provide a true value, then you don't have to worry about how people value you. You don't depend on people to upgrade you, because you're making that on your own. So I just want to put that out there. I think that's the most important thing, being a woman and being fulfilling your role in this world. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Chunyee, and I look forward to continuing the conversation with you.
Thank you.